Good morning, my lovely people. It is bright and early on this Tuesday morning, and I want to come with you all and make a video. Just talk with you all about some things that's been on my mind. It's mainly about the notary business. It is 2026, January, in fact, 2026, and I just want to talk with some of you all who may be still on the fence about becoming a notary, and some of you all who are still notaries and thinking about, like, man, Nikki, I'm about kind of tired of this. I want to transition into something else. So I just want to share my thoughts on where I'm at in the process, and maybe it can help you figure out where you want to go and move to, the next, avenue in your life. So I've been a notary public for 5 years in the state of North Carolina. My business mainly consists of loan closing assignments, real estate closings, and things like that. I don't do any other type of. I don't use my notary stamp for any other things other than that, right? Not to say I wouldn't use my notary stamp for other things, but I just mainly make most of my money off of loan closings and things like that. I'm trying to move this, but y'all just going to have to bear with me. I do apologize, but so yeah, I've been doing this for 5 years. I do get burnt out. It's a lot of politics in this type of work. You have to be a people person. Like I tell you all, it's not all um, silver and gold, rainbows and butterflies in this type of work. It's a lot of people. It's a lot of moving parts in this business, and you have to be able to communicate very, very well. If one thing I've learned in this business is communication. When I first got in this business, I thought, because it is considered very professional, you're dealing with a lot of money, and this is serious. I felt like people would be more professional than what they were. I soon and quickly found out that people aren't as professional as I had hoped for. That was my expectations. I set my expectations, and I shouldn't have. And I think a lot of people who got into this looked at the money, the earning potential in this type of work, in this type of business, and they just ran with it. And they quickly soon found out that, yeah, there's a lot of income that you can make, but it's a lot of things that come into trying to make that income, based on location, based off, if you're doing signing services, if you want to open up your own signing service, if you're going direct, how much work is in your area, how many people are buying houses, selling houses, refinancing houses, reverse mortgage, all kind of stuff, right? So I think a lot of people figure out what that's rattling. A lot of people came to find out that it's in their market, it may not be as busy, they may not be hitting those numbers as some other people that post about this type of work are hitting in the business. So I wanted to say all of that to say this, that if you are on the fence about becoming a notary, I think it's fantastic. um, Whether you do it part-time, full-time, I do this along with other things now: social media content, a digital creator. I'm about to start posting my digital products, so be on the lookout for those items to be attached in the description box on all of my social media platforms. That's a passive income. Although you make it one time, you still have to put in the legwork to do marketing. It's free. It just takes you a lot of elbow grease. It takes a lot of patience and time. It takes you a lot of time. It takes a lot of for you to learn data analytics, what's working, what's not working. But these platforms are really good at letting you know what's working and what's not working. And once you find out, after reading your data, you find out what's working, and you just hammer in down on that. You just go wow. You just go ballistic. So until that doesn't work, and then the platforms to tell you this working now, because people, humans change. So that's what I'm trying to get at today, about humans change. Use your notary platform and income. If you're getting burnt out, you're saying, well, Nikki, this ain't what I want to do. I invest a lot of time and money into this. I want to do something else. I would say try to save some money to start another business, maybe a low entry business. I do know some people who are who had got into the Airbnb space. Unfortunately, COVID happened. Some of them had to close. I know some people have started like home cleaning businesses, residential cleaning, commercial cleaning businesses off the income they made from notary. They no longer doing mobile notary, loan signing agent business, but they was able to generate enough income to start another business. That's what I'm trying to get at. I still do work from home jobs. I still do my side hustle gig work. I don't do Uber and Lyft anymore. But I do my Walmart Spark, my surveys, my work from home job, like I mentioned just a few minutes ago. I do all those things to keep money coming in, because in this business, if you don't market to potential people who need transactions done, like loan closings, you're not going to be as busy. Signing services is good, but they're the middleman, so they have to make their cut. So you don't always make as much money as you possibly could if you market directly to these companies, right? Title companies, real estate closing attorneys. So that's something to think about. But what I wanted to make this video about today, and I hope I'm not long-winded, and put a thumbs up down below if you don't follow me this far. Put a thumbs up. I greatly appreciate it. If you are getting burnt out and you want to try to do something else, use the money that you're making with your that you can save, especially if you're doing this full time. If you could save, put a couple $1,000s to the side, but do research on what's working, or what's in your market, that could be profitable. You might could do car detailing. Women do car detailing. I'm talking to my women right now. I know men watch my channel, but talking to women, you could do mobile car detailing. You could even open up home daycare, have 5 or 10 children that you watch or tend to. Even 5 children, as much expensive as daycare is now, you can really make a comfortable living based off your household expenses, and you can make a decent income having a in-home daycare, if your house isn't in an area where you can't have a business and stuff. But residential independent living is a way. Investing in mobile homes is a way. Buying empty infill lots and selling them to big builders is something to think about. Reselling is always my thing. I was talking about it on a video before about reselling, how I miss it sometimes. I get burnt out with this and I want to do something different. Although I make good money and I don't have to do as much hard work, physical labor. Just print the documents off and make sure they sign a date where they need to sign a date. And if they have questions that I could possibly answer, in general questions, I can. If not, just point them to the person that they need to be pointed to, and they can answer the questions in full detail. But I mean, this is easy money to make. Like, it can be stressful at times because you're dealing with human. Like I said, it's many pieces to this. But what I wanted to make this video about today was to be honest with you all. Like, get enough money to, like I say, if you want to buy a house, get into this, do it for 2 years, then make as much money as you can in 2 years, and then go get you a house, right? Make sure you're not writing off too many things, on your taxes. But this is not tax advice. I'm just telling you a little bit of information, some gems here and there. If you watch and listen to me, I do share gems. But yeah, them just some of the opportunities, like digital products, like get you a stand store. Before I had Linktree, and I'm transitioning over to stand store. That's why y'all haven't seen my links in my descriptions a lot, because I'm transitioning over to stand store. Now, I'm not paying anybody to do my stand store. I'm doing my stand store myself, so that's why it's taking a lot more time. Now you said, well, Nikki, why you don't pay nobody? You still, even if you go on Fiverr to pay somebody to do your stand store, you still got to tell them everything you want in your stand store, and they still have to, based off how their fee structure and how their little business is structured, how many times you can go have them come back and tell them you want it revised, how many revisions they offer. So I'm doing everything myself, along with my boyfriend ChatGPT. And everybody know about ChatGPT. I'm trying not to be in front of that chain, but yeah. So along with ChatGPT and my stand store, I plan on generating some income that way. Just sharing my wisdom that you all can print off. I know sometimes I don't explain things thoroughly, so just having something you all can visually print off, read, download, and utilize, so you can set your life up to the way you want your life to look and be. So that's something else. Like I said, I tried an Etsy store. That was not my thing. You have to push a lot of content out on Etsy, a lot of products out on Etsy, unless you do handmade items. I don't even know if handmade items is selling as much. And they always making products and systems, software that you can see what's selling on Etsy and all that kind of. I did been there, done that, y'all. That's not my thing. Even with coloring books, I have a book on Amazon that I have published. Journals I have published on Amazon. So it's things. I even tried to do an audio book on Amazon a few years ago. JT Hustles, JT Automations. I was in his group one time. That's one person, a serial entrepreneur that is really, really about his business. He will help you, but he will give you the homework assignments. And I'm telling you, no homework assignments, I ain't gonna lie, I couldn't. He just gave so much homework assignments. And at the time, I was hungry, but I wasn't starving, if that makes sense. And what I mean with that, even with this business, you could be hungry, but you ain't starving. I mean, you ain't gonna put in the grind. You ain't gonna put in the hard work to make this thing work. Like, you try, like, people, they'll go and get their notary commission with the state of North Carolina, and they won't do nothing with their stamp. And then for it's time to renew, and they hadn't did anything with their stamp. You'll have people that pay for all these different courses and trainings about loan signing, loan closing agents, and they won't market. They won't even sign up for signing services, or they get what a signing service a signing service, and like, oh, I thought I was gonna get X amount of dollars. I don't want to do that now, So you have to be starving in anything that you do in life to be successful. Like, you really have to have that. I don't care if I don't get paid. I don't care if I make mistakes. I don't care this. You got to just keep pushing forward. And that's what I mean. I wasn't starving when I was in his mentorship. And now it's closed. I can't get back in it. I possibly could try to find a way to get back in contact with him. But when I was in his mentorship, I had direct contact with him. And since I'm no longer in that mentorship, I don't have direct contact with him. So I wish that I could get back in contact with him, because I am starving now. I really do want mentorship through him. He's proven success. I like the way that he teaches us. He pushes us. Like I said, he gave us a lot of homework. And I just at the time was like, this is so much. Like, he wanted us to, like, we met every week, Zoom. And he would just give, he presented himself to us. And it wasn't expensive at the time to get in with him, lock in with him. And I just, like, y'all, I'm gonna be honest with you. I just, I don't know. I don't know. I just didn't have that starving mentality. I was just like, that's a lie. I don't want to do it. And then, but that's what it takes. That's what it takes. Because I look at me and I'm like, okay, I'm a lot further than some people, but there's people a lot further than me, even with social media content. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of people that started after me and they already at SUMERS. And I mentioned this sometimes. I'm not comparing myself to other people. I'm just letting you all know I deal with that as well. You deal with that as well. We all deal with that as well, right? Looking at what other people are doing and like, darn, I started way before them, but they further along the process than me. It just, you got to be starving for this. You really got to be starving for this. And you got to put in that work. You got to make yourself uncomfortable. You got to get used to being uncomfortable. You really do. You have to be really, really used to being uncomfortable and just doing what you got to do. Figuring out what you want to share with the world, what you don't want to share with the world, knowing that it's going to be negative people in your comments. Like, when I go live, it's always somebody in there with the BS. Every single time, within like 10, 15 minutes of me going live, it's somebody on my live with the shenanigans. I kid you not. But like I said, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Please, let me know down below your thoughts. If you become a notary, if you still like, well, Nikki, I want to do this. I'm just fearful. It's okay to be afraid. It's okay to, but try to get training. Try to find out from someone, what to do, how to do it in your state. Okay, in your state. I'm in North Carolina. So try to find somebody in your state that you could possibly, get some information from, have a sit down and talk with, and, and see if like I tell people, before you start buying them printers and all this kind of stuff, find out, look at what you need to do. Like I said, that's why I love Kara Ray so much, because she actually showed us what you actually doing as a mobile notary loan signing agent. She actually showed us, and those videos are taken down now. So if you would like for me to make a video in my private mentorship page, I will. Only in the private mentorship page. And I'll tell you why in the private mentor page, why I'm making that video private. So thanks for watching. This video has gotten a little bit long, and I hope you all have a fantastic Tuesday.